Hi, this is Mike, making my video. Um, you know, you know, it talks about the Ubermensch and basically reaching that level of existence to where basically you know reaching that level of existence where people are at their highest possible level. When you think about that, you think about reaching that level of existence to where your mind is at full capacity. It's a rare state of being. It's almost unheard of. It's a level of being to where you can control and manipulate reality. Where I created a leprechaun one time, and I did that, and that leprechaun spoke to me, and you think of the magnitude of that. Where you have a being that can speak and reason, and a being can speak and reason and can exist. And you think about the magnitude of that. The sheer potential of that. You think about something that can think and reason and can formulate words and can exist. And there's that, and then there's also the anime girls that I created, and they could think and reason. And then, not to mention, the man who was behind the tinted glass mirror that came up to the glass and spoke to me. There's that too, and there's those types of things. And not to mention all the other beings that appeared to me. But out of those beings, the anime girls and the leprechaun were probably some of the ones that were considered to be the most authentic in their creation. So it's like there's that, and you got to consider having your mind at the highest possible level of creation. Where you're creative and you have a high vibration of energy, and not to mention the sheer ability to create things. And so with that being said, there's simply stated, there's those types of things. So having creativity and having high vibration, to the point where you're basically tweaked. You're at the point of tweaking, and with that being said, there's to the point where you're tweaking, and at that point of tweaking, then then therein comes ability to create. So with that being said, there's the ability to create, and then you got to consider the types of things that accompany those types of things. So you know that at those levels, the ability to create, and you think about it, the highest creation that you could possibly create would be another being. And I did that, just due in part, to the fact that I was um, just thinking about it. So you think about the magnitude of creating something, and especially another being altogether, and the sheer magnitude of that, So with that being said, you know, I was able to create those types of things, and you have it to where when you dream, you you're able to create things in your dream state, you know. But then again, you can up the ante one more step, and you can probably, well, you can, in fact, create things out of nothingness, So, out of the quantum void, and if you think about it, the magnitude of that is pretty immense, and so, with that being said, that's really how that works, and there's other things too, smaller objects that were created out of the quantum field, and I was able to, beautify a woman that was just plain Jane, and I made her into a beautiful princess, and or made a beautiful prince out of somebody, and those types of things, to where there's um, great things that accompanied that. I've manifested $50 million, but it was old money, and I manifested a Mercedes Benz 12-cylinder and a Porsche 944, and these cars, Corvette and a Charger police car, and things like that. Or I manifested the perfect girlfriend, those types of things, and those types of things, and you know, uh, you know, especially the fact that I created a leprechaun, you know, out of nothingness. So, with all that being said, I've created those types of things, and I made the ceiling open up, and I walked through walls, gargoyles, dragons, giants, aliens, you know, and of course I've seen Bigfoot, and not to mention other things of otherworldly dimensions. But with that being said, there's those types of things, and there's, to the point where there really isn't anything left to the imagination other than the fact that those things are capable of being produced. When I have great intelligence and great wisdom, to the point where I have incredible waves of energy and, you know, uh, those types of things, and with great vibrations of energy, and with those great vibrations of energy, I've created things. So, with that being said, there's to the point where all those types of things are capable of being done, and you know, uh, you know, I manifested all the vehicles in my life. I manifested all the situations I've been in, and all the people that are in my life, and not to mention all the things that have manifested in my life. So, as far as like manifesting a certain computer or certain camera, basically different types of things, I've been able to do that. And, with that being said, there's there's nothing but positive things that come out of that, and you do in large part by the Gospel of Thomas. I've been able to do all these types of things, and I have a dream state, where I have treasures in heaven, where I have incredible, types of things that I've manifested in my dream state, and I have incredible things that I've manifested in my dream state. So with that being said, there's really not much room for anything else other than the fact that, I've done these things, and especially, to the fact that I've created a leprechaun, there was a living, breathing being, and, he was able to talk to me and communicate with me, and, there's really nothing outside of that, I mean, and the anime girls were pretty wild too, being that they were cartoon like and they could think and reason. So, all I can say is that, the quantum fields, produces things that, are contrary to popular belief, they are contrary. They are things that can be produced, and there's things that can be done that are just pure fantasy. And with that being said, there really is nothing more. So, I've got different watches, different cameras, and different things like that. But it's like, if you think about it, there really isn't anything more than that. The fact, I mean, it's the maximum possible thing that can be created, was the fact that I can create things that were manifested, out of pure consciousness. And that's really what these things were. They were created out of pure consciousness. And so anyway, that's really all there is to it. There's the highest possible level of creation, and you got to figure those things are created. So anyway, that's all I got to say. Over and out.